1, 2, 3. Okay guys, so once again welcome back to the channel. As that startup kind of indicates, I'm going to go baling, but I've just got a couple of little repairs to do. Tour, double check everything's all good, and then we'll be out in the paddock. So I just got this little E-clip here to go on to one of the cam bearings on the pickup. And then I will just double check that all the oilers are oiling as they should, and then we'll be out in the paddock ready to rock and roll. So I think those pliers right there, they should do the trick. Alright, so this old girl, she is an absolute weapon. It's a Lely Welger 520 RP Master. It just chugs away, and the New Holland harvesters, when it comes to laying out a really nice line of straw for a baler, I'll just sit you guys right there. When it comes to laying out a nice line of straw for a baler, the New Holland harvesters are absolutely awesome. So they just leave a really nice line that's the same width as our pickup, and it's honestly beautiful. We haven't had to touch it, it's just how it came from the factory or how it came to us, and it just goes straight into the baler. No swerving for the driver of the baler, no moving about, and it is just a really easy day for baling. So anyway, you guys will see out in the paddock how she all goes. I've just got this little E-clip chain and then a panel and a couple of other things to do, and we'll see you out there. So we're making our way out to the paddock now, guys, and I just thought I'd throw a few things out there. Now, a lot of you that aren't in the farming world may not appreciate, but after this you may appreciate just how dangerous them balers are. So as you can figure out, they're obviously designed to drag hay in, or silage, whatever. If I had a loose bit of clothing and it got tagged, what's going to happen to me? The rest is yours, really. But safety, guys, safety around those balers, health and safety. Just look after yourselves around them balers. Now, as you've seen me on those time lapses, I steered cleared. I was in there, I will admit, I was near the moving parts, but I still was away from it, from the dangerous, very, very dangerous parts. So obviously that's the pickup that gets you dragged in, and then in you go. So I steered cleared. I was just checking for wearing parts, any odd noises. There weren't any, luckily, so I can get going. So that's why I'm in the paddock now. I may as well stop talking and we can get into this. So yeah, this is pretty brave, starting out at the start of the season and having you guys watch me as well. It's pretty nerve-wracking, but anyway, we'll crack into it. If anything bad happens, I'll just edit it all out, and then all you'll see is a smooth, nice looking bale. I've just got to set my bale size. So I run this baler in 540E. It is a 540 baler, but on a 220 horsepower tractor, the tractor doesn't need to be ringing itself out right up the top end. So with the straw that's been ran over, I'll just go through it slowly. It's been ran over because I was coming in and out, taking loads away. There's always a few cobwebs at the start, guys. Nothing too unusual. But if this girl's going to give you troubles, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be the net wrap. I'd say 99 times out of 10. No, she ain't gonna do anything, so I better jump out and go and see what the issue is. So we'll stop the baler, obviously, safety first. There she goes. Doesn't an old baler that hasn't been washed in about 20,000 years make a tractor that's been washed and polished look bloody amazing? Oh geez, that's an amazing bale. Holy cow, we've got a lot of wrap on though. Ooh. Bloody hell. How many rolls did I put on? We're not going to get very far on that roll of wrap if I carry on like that. Okay, so we've got to change that. But anyway, that is a really nice bale. It is about the same height as me, which is about right, because these bales are going into our feeders, and that is about the height that we want them. That is about the size that we want them, which is the same height as me. If they were going into smaller feeders, we'd have to make the bales smaller, but they're going into our feeders, they're staying on farm. That's about perfect. So I'll just show you the problem that I had. Saves a lot of you from scratching your head. So this net wrap goes around, follows a little trail, goes around and in between these two rollers here. These rollers feed it in through and into here. Now unfortunately it got caught up on these and wasn't able to go in and feed into the chamber, or effectively onto the bale. So that's the reason why it never made it in. But I need to adjust the amount of net wrap going on, so I better do that. And this here is our amount of net wrap going on, so I am just going to reduce that right down to there and see how that goes. Hopefully that should be about right. One, two, three. So I'm just going to leave that. I'm going to leave that at 3. 1, 2, 3 rounds of that wrap. I'd say that's a wee bit on the light side, but about perfect. But that looks about right. I'm just double checking it around this other side to make sure that it's not doing 3 on that side and 2 here, so effectively it's 2.5 rounds. I'm really looking for 3.5 rounds hopefully, but it looks like 3 rounds. But that is a good tight bale, quite nice there. So the door has brushed that as it's come down and caused it to rub out that net wrap that's at that point. So I may have to reverse up, drop the bale out, and then move forward a little bit more and then carry on. So I've been baling now for a wee bit, and I can say I think the bale is going pretty good. She's about perfect really. Bloody awesome. So now that I've done a few rounds, I've really figured out how to bale again. I want to be going the same direction that the harvester was going in, and that allows the straw just to go straight into the baler and on a nice angle, and it's less work for the baler to do, and it also makes a nice bale. And so obviously just stay straight on these rows. We seem to have a ghost living inside of the baler electronics, so unfortunately there must be a sensor playing up on the baler, and it says no, because it comes up with a code, and the code says error, no pressure increase, but obviously the baler is making a bigger bale and it's got hydraulic pressure pushing down on the baler or the belts to make a tight bale, and it just keeps on beeping at me saying that there is no pressure increase in the hydraulic system. But on a plus note, the net wrap is working really well. I've just put on an extra amount because obviously when the bales roll out the back, each one rolls out differently, and I was able to check, and yeah, unfortunately I was putting on only about 2.5 rounds of the net wrap. And so now I've increased it and I'm putting on about 4. So 4 is a lot better. I'm making these bales pretty tight and I don't want them to explode. So obviously we've got a couple around the paddock. That's just from the door coming back down on the bale, so it hasn't completely rolled out the back. The door has come down on the bale, just nipping it enough to pop all the net wrap off and the bale just explodes. Okay, so that's a wrap, guys. Nah, I'm just joking. Anyway, hey guys, thank you very much for watching. It is really difficult to film and do everything at once as well, especially when it's the first time out in the paddock for the season. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. You are the reason why I keep putting these videos out. Your interest in what we do is quite key to keep this channel going. And yeah, if you feel like I've left you at a loose note with this video, don't worry. There will be more videos coming out of baling, why we do it, more about how we do it, the principles behind not baling and baling. So anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please flick it a thumbs up. Thank you very much.